What's up, world? Hold on. I'm gonna change this music real quick. I'm gonna go to my reggae vibe. I want my reggae vibe. No! Oh man, let's try to open up mad music. So much music. So much. That's the one we want though. Play this one. What up, Pedro? What up, Qlin? Or Q, how do you say your name? Give me your syllables. What's up, Frosty Z? Frosty Zen and Zen Enthusiast. Crypto Neek. Yeah, that beat was pretty fire, huh? I need to release these things. Coming soon. When X1 chain is live, I'll probably put a lot of my content on X1 because I don't trust none of these other blockchains. What up, Leda? Welcome. What up, Quantum Architect? Let's fucking hash. Foxer in the motherfucking house. Yes, sir. So what's up, crypto world? This your boy, Crypto Bruh, aka More World Peace, the DJ / producer. I have my coffee and I am on a break. Got a lot of shit going on in my life, but you know what? I gotta turn this music down. All right, there we go. Now it's a little bit of a vibe. Okay, now it's a vibe. But yeah, man, shit's going down right now. And today is September 16th, 2024. Closer to 25 than ever before, like I always say. It is what it is. This is the birthday. Actually, XENblocks was manifested on September the 3rd, but I believe it didn't become like a hit until September 16th. And that's kind of like when it was like, okay, let's start what Jack is calling Epoch 1. So let's dive into it, man. We got 787 blocks remaining until the first halving of XENblocks. So if you're new here, welcome. If you're watching this in the future, haha, I beat you. I front run you to XNM because now you're watching this after it happened. But yeah, so we've been mining this coin for probably a whole year now. And what's happening is here, I'm going to go, this is the XENblocks Telegram where all of the information is placed. So what we have here is Cypherius Prime, creator of the XENblocks. He said Epoch 1 is between block 1 and 29,818,420. After that block, which will be 421 and onward, roughly 3 million blocks, 31 million blocks, we will see the next render of rewards, which will only be 5. So right now you're getting 10. Right now you're getting 10 per block. So you got 705 blocks left that are going to have 10 XNM. After that, you missed out, or you're not missing out. I mean, I don't think you can be late to this. I just think like there's gonna be people who were here and people who weren't, and that's just the way it is. So this is basically the chart breakdown right here as well of what's going on right now. So today is the halvening of 2024. There'll be another one because this happens every single year. Basically we're going from 10 to 5. Actually, let me show another one. Somebody posted a really, really good one. Shout outs dev.zen. I fuck with your chart here. Oh, Obi-Wan Zenobi in the house. I am 666 years old. Bring. What up, Rolando? What it do? What it do? Shout out to all the hash heads in the house. Hash heads. Hash heads are the XENblock miners. The people who keep mining for no fucking reason. Actually, if you know me, man, I have like, I think like XENblocks saves Zen, and I'll get into it in a few. But this is essentially what's happening during this halvening. Today we're gonna see it go from 10 to 5, and then next year it'll be from 5 to 2.5, and then after 2026 to 2027 it'll be from 2.5 to 1.25, and so on. And so on and so on. So like this right here is essentially what's happening today in the XENblocks halvening. And why, right? Like, why not just mine the coin forever? That's stupid. But the XENIUM chain is the proof of work chain that's securing X1 chain. So right now X1 is not live, but it is being, built. It's getting ready to launch AlphaNet. And when AlphaNet comes out, we'll see a lot more of the XENblock idea, where again there's other coins. It's not just XENblocks. There's Zunies, which is kind of like a meme coin. It mines at the top of the hour, and then we also have SuperBlocks, which are 1,000 times harder to find than a XENblock or an XNM. So you got these supers, these Zunies, and these XNMs that are all multi-mining at the same time using your hash algorithm. So this is kind of, again, this is like a very novel approach to proof of work one. But then again, these coins will live on X1 chain. They'll be ported to the SVM. You'll be able to trade them and do other fun things with them. And that is what we've never seen before. That is kind of why, again, it takes XNM to this new world where the rewards do get cut in half, for participation. Those that are here right now, you're getting 10, and then some show up later, and those that, that are hashing now, they're going to probably keep hashing, and maybe the difficulty goes up a little bit. We'll see. We'll see. But right now we're down to 463. Damn. God damn. I think I got some miners running right now. Oh yeah, also XENblocks is like the smallest miner because it fits in the cloud. Anybody can mine a XENblock. We have an array of different tools, man. For a whole year, I've had it in my goddamn description on how to make a XENblock. But we are at a point now where like this stuff is so easy. Shout out to Woody. I'm gonna drop this in the chat. Use this, man. This is the easiest way to start mining this shit. Haha. Sorry guys, I'm really excited that we're having a halvening, and that, again, like if you've been mining this since day one, fuck yeah. Oh shit, I missed 420, whatever. 407, shout outs Orlando, Florida. Yeah, 400 blocks to go. But again, yeah, if you've been mining this since the beginning, you're an entrepreneur. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You're also, you're a crazy person because nobody understands what we're doing with this. And again, I really do think XENblocks saved Zen, because a lot of people were confused on where this was going due to the hyperinflation of Zen itself. So I'm still a Zenian. I like to talk about Zen. I talk about it all the time. Haven't been really chatting about it lately because it's a solo sport. It's for everybody to play their own game. It plays best in that arena, right? It's really not a group activity. And that's the beauty of Zen. But XENblocks, bro, if you were there in the beginning and you were using GPT to set up your miner, congratulations. If you were there in the beginning, you didn't know how to get the Hive OS hooked up so that you can get your GPUs online, congratulations. If you were there in the beginning on your CPU and you bought a CPU Catabo server because you thought it was only going to be in CPU, congratulations. You know, this shit is, again, there's a lot of people who have been, you know, busting it down to make this become a thing. And that's why, again, Jack was very surprised that XENblocks got a lot of popularity. I think it's not that it was popular. It was the answer to like what a lot of Xenians were looking for, a real participation coin. You can participate in Xen, but the thing is it's a solo sport. It's like looking in the mirror and getting fresh. Like, it's up to you on what you think fresh is, because, you know, and we live in this abstract world. Everybody's accepted. You can dress up like a cat and go by Sir Cat all day long, and people would be like, yo, that's Sir Cat over there, right? So, again, it's a weird world we're living in. But Xen, again, I think it embodies these decentralized characteristics of where crypto should go. And that's why I like it a lot. But XNM is the answer to the inflation. The problem with Xen is it's going to inflate forever. And that's not a problem, because we need an inflationary token to drive curiosity, right? We need that big ass supply where people go, I can throw it away and I can learn, you know? People don't want to throw away a scarce item. There's too much integrity attached to it. Hey, 222 blocks to go. Are you here for it? But yeah, so XENblocks, again, is driving this ownership, this self-sovereignty that Xen has, but it can't have, because it's not a group project. Like, this group project in 187 blocks right now, if you didn't mine any, now you gotta catch up. The group ran away from you. It's beautiful, bro. I ain't never been a part of something like this before. I'm glad that we got it early too, and we didn't have to wait like 4 years. Like in Bitcoin world, they have to wait every 4 years for this fun experiment, but we get it every year, right? And that's also another novel approach to our proof of work system, is that every year there's a happening for the reward coin. Man, I got to break this shit down for real, sometime in the future. But if you really are into XENblocks, or you're just getting here today, because I'm just talking shit and shouting out all the OGs. What's that? Docs dot XENblocks, right? .io. Was that it? Yeah. Oh shit! What up, Og? What up, Minotron? What it do? I ran a CPU a while. I was scared when people started to say it was just a test. Oh yeah, man. That was like that's how it always goes though in crypto. It's always a test. Everything is a test. See, what it was for me though that really snapped was like the learning curve. I learned so much in the first 2 weeks. And I guess I was just like I was saying, like I was a experienced user looking for something better, because Xen was already tight. But the issue again with Xen is that anybody with a lot of native coin can inject it into the system, and pretty much, you know, you got to ride the wave with them. That's okay, but it's not the answer, right? We want to see something that's going to really give us some sort of hard asset so that we can focus on development, focus on pushing development forward, right? Innovation, new ideas. You know, let's get an electric car in the crypto space type vibe, type shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what AI is going to be and all that stuff. But that's really where I was looking for what is next, because Xen obviously is first principles. It's a like-minded tool, but it's too soft because of how much people can make. So, oh shit, halving is gone. We're done here. 200 blocks. I didn't even watch that shit go all the way down, because we're talking, but it's there. 0 on the board. So congratulations, happy halving to all those out there in the Xen fucking blocks community and Xen community. I I know a lot of people have dunked on us for being weirdos and going and creating something so everybody can use it. But you got to have that, bro. You got to have the crazy ones that decide to do something that no one else wants to do, to brute force it into existence. So now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second epoch of XENblocks. I need some like epic ass music right there, like or some shit, you know? Were you there a couple minutes ago? So right now there's like 729 current miners. Difficulties at 74. And that's it. Like that's it. That's all that happens. But what should be happening now is like if you're running a console, let's go and look at my console I got right here. So I'm using Smitty. I'm back. Smitty, I'm back. I'm back. It's because I like the tools. But yeah, so like right now, I guess 61 blocks. All right. So I guess where I wonder where I can see my XNM to try to see if I can see that part. Because essentially what would happen is every time you get a block now, instead of it being like right now, this would have been 610 block or XNM, because it would have been times 10. So now it's just going to be times 5. Damn, it's going too. It's already 100 blocks past the halvening. See, like it's like funny too. People are like, yo, it's going to halven and everyone's just going to turn off their miners. And I'm like, why would the world stop like that? It's like, yo, it doesn't work like that. Like people have to continue to mine, because if you stop mining, then you lose your position on the leaderboard. And there's going to be a lot of people who are hyper focused on being successful on this leaderboard. Right. And that's why, again, like it's going to be cool watching everything play out, seeing how it all works, seeing how people's oh, I guess well, I don't know if XenPub is live yet. Is it live? Let's see. Shout out XenPub. What up, Tekken? Let's fucking hash. The easiest 2x ever. Happy New Year's. Yeah, dude, this is like a Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's to you, you other hash heads. This is gonna happen again and again and again. I just want to see if there's somewhere that's gonna show my blocks, my XNMs. So this is a XenPub, where you can also track your XENblocks address. And XENblocks is crazy, man. Like, oh yeah, I never dropped this doc into here. Damn, we got the ADHD because we on a break right now. We ain't even supposed to be streaming. Hold up. That ain't nothing to do. So essentially XNM, again, I was saying it has like the smallest mining script I've seen in crypto, because like right now it's very flexible, right? You can either own a rig of GPUs, or you can have a vast account or like a GPU account where you can rent GPUs, because we live in the future now where some people live in great places with great electricity, but there ain't no fucking humans around. And you know, like, or like, you know, it's just like, it's like this perfect piece of land with just great resources, but there's no humans around, right? So you just move these humans in and you give them technology, and now like they can rent it out and people can use it. So that's kind of like where Bass started when I first found out about it. Seemed to be like this world that developers were using, and they were using their compute to power more robust systems, right? And us XENblockers, we're just kind of helping this market also have another user. Because yeah, you could be a user in a lot of different aspects, because on Vast AI, they have tons of templates. This is where if you're an AI user right now, you're over here every day creating models or using models to see what the future, you know, has. You know, I use so many different models nowadays just to learn. And this is where you do the free AI. Like, this is where your AI don't cost no money except renting the GPU. right? Some people are paying monthly subscriptions to OpenAI when they could just simply spin up a GPU for like 2 hours, get the cheapest one possible for like 2 cents. And now you spent 4 cents and you can get as much information as you want because it's all free, right? So again, that's kind of why I enjoy this theory that XENblocks lives in that small of a blocks. It's just on the script, right? You just deploy the script on a GPU and wada-ta, you get some hash speed, and then you start, mining XENblocks. And it's very simple. Like, and then that's why we have people who've created one-click templates where you just put your address in the template and then you click a button and it works. Then we also now we have Woody's miner. Woody's miner's epic. Here, we'll go ahead and use Woody's miner real fast. We'll do one of these. We'll deploy a miner real quick for the having's sake. I don't have much money here. I have 80 cents, but that might be enough to deploy one. Now, fuck it. We'll do run pod. Let's go run pod. So like, where's Woody's at? So I dropped the Woody miner in the chat, but essentially this is the miner setup. Woody kicking ass right now. So if you have a Windows, they teach you how to download the miner on the Windows. Okay. If you have a terminal, right? Terminal, command line. They got the command line set up. If you got Hive OS, Woody, setting up Woody Hive OS detail step. I guess you got to hit up Woody if you want Hive OS. I know he has helped people set it up, but you got to be in the chat probably. But then he also has a vast tutorial setup. So what you do, we're just going to use RunPod real quick because I like the vibe over here. So with RunPod, what I do is I go and I click up here and I hit community because I want the cheapest ones. And my favorite right now, though, is definitely this 45, A45. Yeah, feel me? And then we're just going to get maybe 4 of those if it lets us. All right, cool. It's going to let us get 4 for 76 cents. So we're going to go ahead and hit deploy. Right, we'll go to my pod. See, I like Vast, but Vast is kind of ghetto. It has the cheapest GPUs, but it also has a lot of grenades. And what I mean by or I should say landmines, because a lot of the GPUs don't work, but a lot of them, they don't. But when you use a system like RunPod, as you can tell from the UI, it's a lot more stable. So you don't have a lot of issues when deploying GPUs. So in the description below, you'll find links to both of these. In any of the detailed ones, you'll see a RunPod and a Vast link in those descripts. So feel free to hop in and get going. But what we're going to do here is just connect to Jupyter Lab. It's going to pop up. And then what I'm going to need is my address. Maybe I should have not closed this one just yet because it's got my address on it. Woody's a legend. Woody is a legend, man. I shouldn't be saying that. Sometimes I feel like Woody's name is a troll. Because what the fuck, man? I ain't never met a man named Woody. I know Toy Story got a Woody. See, look at me. I'm still saying it. Pause, no Diddy. Damn. Shout outs W. The bear. The bear. So we're going to go ahead and hit Linux. We're going to drop in our wallet address. That is not our wallet address. Hold on. We got to go back. Get the wallet address. Give me this. All right. And then we're going to go here. And we're going to throw that in. What the freak? What is going on? All right. Can we copy this or is this not copyable? Does this not exist? Bumbleclot. Copy. Go back. Paste. All right, it's not working. How else can I do this? I'm just gonna go back to Vast. Instances. I got this, guys. Don't worry. This is the tech guy. All right, it's your boy Crypto Bruh. just watching me, you'll see how to finesse the fucking internet. Good thing I didn't open up anything over here. So let me get my address. All right, so now we got the address. Go back to the Woody miner. Drop it in. All right, now you can give Woody a dev fee. I'm not. It's all love though. It's all love though, Woody. It's all love. I'll give you something else, my dude. I don't know what it'll be, but it'll be something. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. But so then you get this little command generator, right? And then it generates what you need to drop in. All right, so I just copy this shit. Copy. And then we're gonna go back to the Jupyter lab. I'm gonna hit terminal. All right, but this hurts my eyes. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit settings, themes. I'm gonna go to dark. Fuck all that. We're just gonna paste that in and hit enter. And just like that, you're mining XENblocks. Wow. Besides the computer stuttering on me, that's a pretty seamless process. So that's the Woody miner. I think this is one of the easiest ones for sure. I put it in the chat, but I'll do it again. Because now you're late. Now you're on Epoch 2, man. The fuck you been doing this whole time? Scratching your legs? Damn. Now everybody's going to pile in and shit. Because they're going to be like, oh, man. Yeah, I'm not actually getting that many rewards anymore. I'm glad that I got into the top. I got into the top, basically. I mean, you're going to find me anyways. Who gives a fuck? But I'm right here. I'm 110. So this is me being like, I've never done this before, and I want to lock in a great spot. So since I'm in a top 100 spot in a sense, I seen it, bro. It costs like bread to get here. At least bread, dude. That's all I'm gonna say. K's. So anybody above me is K's, unless they owned everything. Because again, the coolest part about proof of work, especially XENblocks, is gonna be that it's ASIC resistant. And you'll read this when you go and talk about the doc. You'll see it that it says Argon 2. So Argon 2 is resistant to both GPUs and ASIC mining. So what this means is that like Argon 2 is memory hard. And that means that the GPUs theoretically hit a cap where they're not going to use more power because it's all based on memory. So if it's like you putting way too much in your brain and then me still trying to stuff information in your brain. That's how Argon 2 uses like resistance. So it is, you need to add more brains or more separate pieces of memory in order for you to really make an impact once the difficulty goes up. And that's why you'll see I'm like, oh, I need 4 GPUs because I need 4 brains to brute force 11,000 hash speed, right? At 74,000 difficulty, right? Whereas like some people will just do 1 GPU, which is fine. And you know, they'll just let that thing hash and turn their head and walk away. But this is like, again, this is where the brute force comes in, where it's like the resistance is actually there because it doesn't make any sense to try to do more like an ASIC miner, which requires someone to build a whole ass motherboard. So like if you want to make an ASIC, it already is like a $5 million project. Most of the developers are talking about like, there's like, this shit ain't worth it unless you gonna make 5 million off of it or some crazy shit. Cause you're gonna make a chip or like a board set that's gonna be able to produce like this Argon 2 hash algorithm, you know, way better than a GPU. And that's all it is, right? Like the GPU is all purpose. It's like a universal remote. And then the ASIC is like the remote that comes with the television, the remote that comes with the fucking blockchain. So right now there's no ASICs designed to be profitable with XENblocks. So people have designed Argon 2 FPGAs, I believe is what they're called. But again, there's no reason to be like, I have this machine, because there's no value to it, right? Unless you see value to it. So, that's why a lot of people in the XENblocks community will joke at like, yo, who's going to build the first ASIC and things like that? Because if someone did see the value and they had the resources, they could be the first one to build like an ant miner, but for XENblocks. But this is why it's great it doesn't have a price or and things like that, because that's also part of the ASIC resistance, in my opinion. Because if you're a really intelligent individual with no time, you have no time to build an ASIC for this system. You're like, everybody is throwing that shit out the water. They're like, that shit is not going to happen unless XENblocks is expensive, like the token itself. And maybe that's what I mean. Maybe one day we do see the introduction of this, because it says, resistant to GPUs. But again, we know people have, oh yeah, he has a statistic page on this too. I forgot about that. We got the Woody stats. View total stats. I want to see everything. So right now there's this is just Woody's miner. So under his script, there's 2,832 GPUs, right? This is individuals using his thing. So if you use the tutorial, Woody basically gives you, you'll see it here. There's a mining, where's it at? Oh, right here. There's a machine device ID. So it is running a statistic back to Woody. So if you don't want to fuck with Woody, again, you can just build the miner. You don't gotta add yourself to this, because I already know there's ski mask people probably like, I don't want to be part of the blah blah blah. So whatever. But yeah, 2,832 GPUs under this particular mining script, and that's kind of what it is, right? So the total hashes is 5.64 mega hashes, which is like insane. That's why we haven't even reached like terahash part yet, where like the whole world gets them fucking involved. Oh gosh. When we get there, we get there. But yeah, I love how we are just, again, a very lower barrier. We're lowering the barrier of entry on proof of work as well. So you can come in, you can do everything that they do on Caspa. You could do everything they do on Bitcoin Cash, on Bitcoin, everything that they're doing over there, Litecoin, all that shit. Everything they fucking doing is what we're doing over here, but ours is connected to X1 chain, and it has meaning or reason, in my opinion, towards its destination. Like, it's not just you're creating a coin so you put it in your wallet, right? You're actually gonna make work, and then the reward coin will be able to be used to yield more. Like, you'll be able to take your rewards and put them to work. And that's why, again, I think you have a lot of people mining something that has no value. XNM has no value. It just, again, it exists. And eventually X1 chain will come out, mainnet, and the value on this will be pretty awesome. But yeah, right now 78 unique miners. So only 78 people really using my Woody script, everybody else is kind of doing their own thing, but it's even, it's kind of nuts that there's only 78 miners and there's 2,000 fucking GPUs under the 78 people. And again, it's like the attention to detail on XENblocks is just insane with the way the community is handling it. And just to go back to this again, like, this is probably one of the smallest GPU or the smallest proof of work projects out right now. From the way from the deployment of the script to the community, it's all very tiny, and this is only going to keep expanding. Smith, like people in this XENblocks chat here, they have like this dude Smitty. So he's gonna make another script that optimizes CPU to even lower the barrier lower. And now there's like, my mind is exploding, because I'm like, yo, Smith, like, if you make a CPU script that is giving us like 100,000 or like 100 hashes per second on just like your regular 8-core GPU or something like that, I think we might have something new we can actually manifest with that. Like the miner becomes very accessible at that point, even though it might take you weeks to make one block. There could be something there that we haven't seen in crypto because of the flexibility of the deployment script is where I'm at with it. Like this deployment script is very, very flexible. And that might help start a new economy of Web3 that no one's even thinking about. Man, there's some stuff, bro. There's some stuff, bro. Dang, blast off. XNM will do some shit for real. Yeah, there's some big boy money in XENblocks. What up, Mr. Drums? Yeah, there's some big money. Yeah, I mean, because what it is what's going to happen, in my opinion, is we're going to see a ramp up of GPUs. And now everyone's going to have to figure it out. Because essentially you need to double your hash power. So for instance, if I was hashing here during the whole first epoch, right? Now we're in epoch 2. So technically, if I want to keep 10, then I would want to add 11,000 more. Because I have been mainly hashing at around 11,000 a day. Like 11,000 hash speed is what I've been able to maintain. So if that's your maintenance, you would essentially, you as a user would double that by 2. And every year it's up to the miners to kind of double their power by 2. If they want to like secure the network, or like there's going to be, because again, there's a lot of things that haven't been spoken about. And that's why I feel like the first halving isn't the end game, because by the fourth one, right? By the fourth halving in 2027, there's only one XNM per block. So if you started at 10 and you stop at 5, you're going to miss out on so much XNM that you're essentially betting that people are going to give you a relatable discount to the work. And I think that's hard. That's a hard thing to bet on because people get it. And there's a lot of OG Bitcoiners in this XENblock space that haven't put, like I'm saying, they haven't put actual money in yet. They're still having fun with this shit. And if it makes sense, they might put some money behind it. And this is the same thing that happened, again, guys, with Bitcoin. The problem with Zen, and the reason why it can't have this type of talk, is because it's going to inflate and inflate and inflate. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it doesn't make any economical sense. So like if we go to this calculator here, okay, and then so this right here, this is the Zen calculator, right? So this is today's values. But let's say, for instance, CBZen. I'm going to use CBZen as my goat here. And I know in CBZen, roughly we're seeing around, I'm just going to round up to 80,000, because sometimes it'd be really over, but most time, and sometimes it'd be really under, like 64. But let's just say around 80,000 users are making new C ranks a day, right? And let's say we can do our max. Right now, the best max VMU on CBZen to get it through is going to be 113, right? And I don't know what the actual days are right now, but let's just say it's 468, okay? So right now, in 468 days with this setup in the AMP, you're going to get 3 billion Zen, all right? If we want to see when the fuck are we're going to get under 1 billion, right? That's going to be, I mean, this is just basic shit. We're just going to go right here. We'll go here. So 802 days left of the AMP. Like I've already done the math on this. This is 2029. Like, or in between 28 and 29 is when you can make a max mint and it'll finally be at 1 billion. So Zen really is an 8-year trip where the first 4 years are the price discovery and we're only breaching year 2. So it does kind of make sense for there to be more discovery, whether it be down or up. you know? And that's kind of why I want people to get behind Zen, but it's got this weird piece of the puzzle that I still don't even have figured out. I think it's just a quantum. I don't think there's actually an answer for it. I think if you're looking for an answer on why Zen is going down, you lost sight of your mission. You should just be making Zen and having fun and learning, because it's going to take some time before the answer is totally there. And again, that's why I keep saying that XENblocks saved Zen, because without XENblocks, there would have not been a security quorum of users trying to protect something called X1 chain. Like, if there was no XENblocks and it was just Zen, think about how ridiculous it would be trying to release an X1 chain knowing that there's literally a billion Zen that can come out every fucking day up until 2028. Or not every day, but yeah, it will essentially be every day. Because if we all started mining right now, everybody every day after 468 days will have a billion. Right? That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, right now it's not like that. Right now it's actually every 468 days currently, you know, where's it at? What the fuck ever? Yeah, it's 2 billion right now. Well, it's 2 billion because of this part, but this could go up. That's why there's the best part about Zen is its quantumness is the G rank, because you never know when people are gonna come in. Like, that's a tide that no one can guess unless you know it. Like, unless you're orchestrating an event right now to be like, okay, cool, I'm gonna make 100,000 people come in and make a C rank every day, and I'm gonna front run this information of I got 100,000 people to do it for the next 180 days. Something like that. Like, that's the evilness of it. Like, it's like so quantum and so abstract that it's not worth the time. So right here, you'll see it in this G rank. Right now, the miners are dipping, but the Zenians are minting because they get it. They're like, yeah, we got to keep minting this shit. And that's kind of where I would love to see the G rank just skyrocket. Like, or that's what all it could do. Like, all we could either have in Zen is a shit ton of new people show up and they kind of like take the ship and like create a new world that none of us thought was imaginable, which is kind of like Bitcoin, kind of like Ethereum, right? Like, in the beginning of ETH, it was just programmable money, and then it became DeFi, right? The decentralized finance was not a slogan before Ethereum. Like, they called the motherfuckers ICOs. Like, dude, they changed IPO to ICO and shipped it to the crypto users. It's still mind-blowing to me. And then we took it. And then they shipped us DeFi, and we took it. Oh, yeah, I guess it's just called DeFi, you know, versus traditional fi. It's just DeFi, right? So this is why, again, I love Zen, because I have a lot of it. I'm minting it. It's a lot. It's a fun mint. It's a good way to spend, 30 cents on Coinbase. Who cares? Let's spend 30 cents and make a coin. And eventually, again, I think there will be a lot of dApps made for the Zen world because it's in abundance and everyone can use it, right? And once X1 chain is out, there's like this destination and this new bridge or this new era of like how we actually use cryptocurrencies, which is pairing them for opportunity, I guess. I don't really know what to call it. I'm a hash head, dude. I'm making my coins and staking them. I don't got time to play no games, but the world must go on. The world will go on. All right. And Zen is a great coin on Ethereum to build something for X1 with. And that's kind of why, again, I do speculate on how high the price can go. Right. Because it's like, if it really clicks, that shit's going to click. And when it does, people will find this before they find XNM. Right. XNM is a niche community. It's the proof of work community. And now they're going to find us. I don't know if I think I've shown this a few times. There's not that many proof of work communities out there. And a lot of them are on the death. Like, they're on their death spiral. Caspa is one of them. Caspa is on the death spiral. Caspa is on the death spiral. So this right here, this is the proof of work coins. Right now you can see the total sector has 1.9 trillion, but majority of that is coming from Bitcoin. So Doge is a proof of work coin, and it's only 14 billion market cap. And then below that is Bitcoin Cash at 6, Litecoin sitting at 4, Caspa right below Litecoin, right? Monero still sitting at 3, ETH Classic, the original Ethereum, sitting at 2, and even Bitcoin SV, you know, Satoshi's vision, bro. The first fair principles sitting at $960 million. So this is kind of why. So this coin right here, this Nimix, this is actually a coin that uses Argon too. So there's actually Nimix ASICs. This one right here, sitting at number 41 at what is it, $13 million market cap. Crazy. I don't even know if it's gonna show up though. Oops, Prime Miner. Hold up. I'm chilling. Crazy pal magic for real. TradFi will become ClassicFi. DeFi will become TradFi. Yo, they got us good, bro. I'm on my theory right now that like the reason why everything is spiraling is because we allowed it to happen. XNM and XENblocks might be the original, or this might be the return of the originals. It sounds very abstract, but I've been here since the beginning, and now I feel like I'm an OG in 365 days. Like I 100% saw this happen, and I'm gonna see it happen next year, right? And I'm gonna see it happen the next year, and I'm gonna always bring with me this thought, like yo, this was a weird birth. People shitted on it. People made fun of people. I had to totally leave a whole group I was in for a long time. Like I had to just eject myself from the group so I could focus on this shit, because I just had a feeling that like this is where you want to be. You don't want to be talking in Telegram and with brain rot content, man. You want to be where the green letters are falling from the sky. Learning again the space age technology that we have here in the physical, right, which is blockchain. And yeah, I mean, you sometimes got to remove yourself from the noise. So I've been on a roller coaster for a whole year, and most of these people again are OGs that mine Bitcoin or were in mining pools or had mining rigs for Ethereum that they just turned on again and started mining XENblocks. And again, it was just for the love of the game. A bunch of nerd ass fools pulling up to a chat and turning on our GPUs and having fun. So the rest of this stuff, like this Nimix thing, again, I just don't think it was born from that real crypto shit where it's like, hey, we're here to have something and maybe it pops up, right? So this Nimix thing is a browser-based blockchain ecosystem, and they basically use people's CPUs to mine using Argon 2. Or so it's like you run a website, and it's like a Nimix website, and then that website can open up your CPU for mining. So this was very popular like 4 years ago, and there's still some people looking at it, but this is where you'll see, like, if you look up Nimix ASIC. So I think, yeah, like this was the one where people were making ASICs for it. I don't know. Yeah, there is an Argon 2 ASIC out there. But like it doesn't make any sense until there's actual because what I'm saying is you'll turn it on and you'll be burning so much electricity just to hog the network, and you'll be like your only competition. Like the cool thing about the difficulty rising based on memory is that the more the difficulty goes up, the more memory your instances have to bring. So if I'm like a giant god well and I come to a system like this that's well distributed, then essentially I would be my only competition, and it would be smarter for me to come in with less power so I gain more blocks, like less, spread out power. Like you wouldn't want to come in with like a nuclear power because it wouldn't do anything. And even if you spread it out, you're still going against yourself. It's so fun. I think it's like, again, one of the craziest designs in all of crypto right now, because it's perfect the way that we're hitting it, right? It's like a mining pool too. Think of it like that. Everyone is in a XENblocks mining pool that's like in the cloud. And when you put your GPU online, then you just join the mining pool. And that's why, again, a lot of people don't think it's smart to come with a ton of hash power, because you're just going to push the pool against yourself. You're going to get in the pool, all the water is going to come out, and then you're going to be like, why isn't anybody swimming in here? And it's like, yo, we're just waiting for you to turn that shit off. Shit. Got ETH Pal up in here. But yeah, Purecoin's still here. But yeah, so XNM doesn't have a price, and it's not even here yet. Once it's out and about, you'll see it pop up in this little sector. And 149 coins. Psh, that's our competition, man. Epoch 2. What up, T-Laws? Can you do a stream this week on DXN and why we need it or how to get it? I don't know, man. I don't really stream about DXN no more, man. I'm like hyper focused on XENblocks and then Zen's distribution. I don't want to FUD DXN. I got a little bit of it, but it's not something I don't think you have to talk about it. See, the problem with the DXN is that they haven't innovated any further on the burn. So that's really hurting the participation. So again, I want DXN sub 40 cents. So if I can get sub 40 cents for a hot minute, I'll be really bullish on it. But until then, everyone needs to stay wrecked. It's the only way. Like, unless someone's gonna invent something that's gonna change people's behavior. But I don't think you can change Xenian's behavior anymore. I'm pretty sure everyone is waiting for X1 chain, and they don't want to lose any burn power. So it's hard for these people to not do something that's not making them more Zen. Right now, I believe the leader in burns is actually the xeNFT. Most people have been burning for xeNFTs daily. So that says a lot to me. Like, that tells me that most people would rather make more Zen and be like, oh, I'm burning Zen, but I'm gonna get some more. So maybe people go back to this burning Zen like they're spending it. But until X1 chain, I doubt a lot of people have that goal. I mean, like, you can see it too on like CB Zen. Like, I like CB Zen because it's an abundance. And abundance, in my opinion, is what. Oh damn! Shout out Shakos with the 10. Happy birthday! Yes sir, yes sir, ski, as Sproof would say. Shout out Sproof. Hey, second ham sandwich. Boom shakalaka. What's up? Gotta be efficient with the brain bandwidth. Yeah, you gotta be efficient with your brain bandwidth, yo. Don't fuck your brain bandwidth up. Oh, Tree City West in the house. He came in with a quick yo. I see you now, bro. So like, this is where I'm at with the whole CB Zen. When you look at it, to make it is nothing. Right now, I mean, it's a little something because the gas is going up on base. I haven't figured out why, but gas has gone up today on base. But when you make it, it's not expensive. So you're really just working with, again, the calculator, where it's like, hey, how big is the G rank going to expand? And how easy is it for me to get XYZ? Right? So make the goal like 1 billion. How hard is it for me to get 1 billion? Right? And I did the math a couple of days ago on how you could do that, which is essentially using this G rank formula. You can hit data view, and you can basically make an average of 5 days. So like, you could take from the 15th to the 10th take all these G ranks, make an average of the G rank, and then essentially you could be like, all right, you know, you got to go back to the narrative. You got to be like, what is everyone feeling? Are they feeling like they want to go up, or is this, you know, dying? I think CBZen's actually dying right now, because people aren't selling in mass. So the ones that were waiting, I think, are going to start selling in mass. Yo, so I don't know. I'm flooding my bag right now, but I have no intent to sell. Like, I know that in CBZen, the goal really is to get like 5 trillion. Because I feel like if you don't get 5 trillion, because this is where the expansion happens, like every day there's like a trillion that enters. And if there's a X1 train, maybe like this new quantum enters the game, and now everyone's burning a trillion. So a trillion comes on the market, but now a trillion's gone on the same day. So that's kind of why I think that could become a normal scenario where, like, again, it's like market caps. Like in market cap world, people go, oh, Bitcoin has 1 trillion market cap. So in Zen world, I feel like we're going to be like, oh, you got 1 trillion Zen. Wow, that's a lot. Right. And then like having less Zen below that will be like, wow, you could never get to that benchmark because you either sold it all, you burned it all, you know. And that's what I mean. The temptation is going to show up in the form of X1 chain, where you're going to be asking yourself, do I need to burn my Zen or should I hodl it? And this is why we mine XENblocks, bro, because you don't need to ask that question if you're mining XENblocks. You just turn your XNM into XN, or you stake it and you get XN block rewards. Hello. Fuck all this. How do I burn my Zen? That's what I'm saying. Yo, Zen in the ideology of like everyone chasing inflation and creating worlds based on that is slowing everyone down. Because really the game is to buy it, make it, stake it for 8 years, just like Bitcoin. It's a slow trek, man. And we just might be at a bottom because they can reach bottoms of, hey, there's not enough Zen to buy because, again, a trillion comes on the market and then a trillion is burned, right? That's why I like CBZen, because it's got the hyperinflation model with the cheap fees and the X1 chain. Dude, this thing's going to go dumb with it. Like, the problem with Ethereum is it has no cheap fees. You're never going to see sub-penny transactions on Ethereum, ever. So again, that's why the integrity is there, because you know your Zen is at least $1, my G. You know that for a fact. You're like, this shit is at least $1. If everyone fucks around and burns all their shit, this shit might be $1, right? So that's kind of why I think it's holding well, and it's not being made in mass, because a lot of OGs are here and they understand how to drive supply correctly. And then that's why OPZen is fun to root for, but it doesn't allow you to think that, like I was saying, that abundance. The abundance is how you offset the rock, or like how I just said, rock the boat. If you stay stagnant for too long, people are just going to dump because there's nothing happening, right? So you're always going to need people to come in and buy, or you're going to need some sort of event to pump the price. And that's why, again, it's like I don't want to get into a coin where I really have to find the events. Right? There's no abundance on OPZen, so there's no abundance of events. It's just whatever event, which is probably X1 chain. One event. That's why I'm again buying, staking, minting, and holding. I got no time to worry about price over here, because X1's the biggest motherfucking thing that's gonna go on, right? But on CBZen, base is building, liquidity's coming to the chain, flexibility again is in abundance, and mission coins can come out. People burning using CBZen for X1 chain. Because again, you can get 1 trillion. You can get 1 trillion. Like, you can't get 1 trillion on OPZen or on some of these other chains, because if you try to get 1 trillion, it could fuck your head up business wise, because like no one's there. I did this here. I'm gonna do this real quick. So this is what I'm trying to get at. This is why I fuck with CBZen. Burn, when XENblocks burn. Heck nah, bro. I ain't never burning my XENblocks. Well, you can burn them. You can burn your XNM for sure. I don't know if I'll ever give the salt away on my blocks yet. I got 53,000 of those. That was a hard thing to mine, brev. Those 53,000 blocks, bro, those were hard. But I'll burn my XNM for the culture. But the blocks, when we start transferring salts, so that's like the beauty of X1 or XENblocks is you actually own the block, right? When you mine a Bitcoin, or if I mine coins outside of our world, all of these are native gas tokens. So like you mine Caspa to use on Caspa. They don't really have smart contracts. They just started getting KRC20s I seen. But again, you mine a block and then that's all you have. You just have the Caspa block. And now if you want to go and turn it into something, there's a ledger record. Hey, your address grabbed a block out of the sky. Congratulations. Right? It's a ledger record. But in XENblocks, that block is salted with, it's like a branding. Like as soon as the block is created, here, let's see, we got some blocks over here. Oh yeah, we got some shit. All right. Damn, we only got some Zunies. Okay, I found my first, I think maybe this is my first, I don't know. But the first one on screen of normal block, that's probably 5. But you'll see here, when you find a block, your account is a salt that's attached to the hash, right? So this is what they call the payload. And then all of this stuff in here is placed in the verified Argon 2 hash, right? And then this hash has a key. And then I can go and find everything in this hash from this key. And this is why, again, you own every single block. Because as long as you got the PK to this 0x account, can't nobody take away your blocks. And that's the problem with a lot of these other blockchain things. The reward and the block are together. So there's no real quantum manifestation that can kind of happen because it's just Caspa. You know what I mean? Like in XENblocks, like to our conversation here, like I could burn my XNM and keep my block. Or I can sell my XNM and I still have my block. You know, like no one, it's like in the future, maybe the blocks also become a commodity or some sort of asset in the eco. And then now you've like, okay, cool. I gave away the XNM for profit and now I still got my blocks. So I can keep mining because it's all about the blocks. You know, the XNM is just for the regular world that wants the reward coins because that's all they focus on, right? Like everything was a reward until XENblocks. Now we got blocks and rewards. So that's why I'm like, I don't understand how the fuck this thing's got 24 billion circulating supply. I need an interview with somebody on Caspa right now, ask them why the fuck they like this thing. $4 billion market cap, bruh, bring that over here. 50% of the supply is out now too. That's another crazy thing about XENblocks now. So like when you look at XENblocks now, 50% of the supply is out. Only 25% of the 50 is available for miners. Now. 558 million. Y'all fighting over that shit now. Cause that's why I'm like, yo, why would I stop mining? And two, why in the shit would I give you my XNM? Like maybe I'll help out year 4. And again, obviously the Xenians are going to need help that stick around until 29. Because if they don't start mining until 29, I'm going to still be like, damn, man, you waited 7 years? God damn. Let me give you some XNM shit. They start giving it away to people at that point. Is XENblocks on Solana? No, it's on X1 chain. X1 chain is a fork. Or it's a sequencer. The sequencer is SVM. So it's a fork of Solana with many tweaks to our sequencer. And that's kind of why there's a lot of fun things that we can do with the fork now. Like before XENblocks lived in the Phantom code But like now that like XENblocks is gonna live in SVM, we get things like oh, hold on, I gotta find it. We get things like the voter. We get things like this. Oh wait, I need my dude Steve. Ah man, bro. Just because he got all them he got all them characters in his name. Yeah, I'll snag my blocks with some rocks, but not my rewards. So we got this now. I'm gonna repost this. Did I repost this? No, I'm gonna repost it right now, so you can check it out. Be on my X account. Shout out to all of those watching. Make sure you hit the button, the like one, bum, 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 or whatever you want to do. Help me out. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, because it's 0 now. We're way beyond it. We're in Epoch 2 now, baby. I guess I can close this here. And what we'll see probably now is, again, the difficulty is gonna lower down. I do think it's gonna fall down for a little bit. But the thing is we still haven't explained it to people, like how I'm having this chat, unless you really understand it, you know? People don't understand XENblocks, and that's the power that, or this is the beauty of giving us this power, is that no one really knows about it. So as people learn about it, it's going to have that effect. I can't believe I was able to witness this, because I'm going to take this with me. Like, this is the most alpha driven shit that I've ever experienced, bro. And I'm going to definitely take this part with me, where no one needs to know what it does. They just need to know it's around. Those that know will know, they'll do what it do. You feel me? 735 people doing what it do. So those that don't know, they don't need to know. There doesn't need to be any advertisement. There doesn't need to be a price, right? There does not need to be any sort of bait to bring them in. Because when they find it, they'll be baited in. And like I said, you're looking at this now. If you're watching this now if you're watching this now, but you in the future, I'm sorry if you weren't minting. I wish I could have been there to tell you, hey, maybe you should start in 24, right? Or 23 at least. Shit, fuck. But what might happen is that this is where, so the difficulty clocked at 74. What you would want to see this do so you can get a good mining rate is you want to see this go down by 2. So actually 32 difficulty, if we can get to 3200 difficulty and you just went all in on XENblocks, you can mine as much as you can at the 5 ratio to the halvening difficulty, because that halvening difficulty was, again, 74. So that's all it would be. And that's why, again, it's like, yo, if it's going to turn down, it's just going to turn down because people want to try to push the difficulty down. But again, as soon as everybody steps in, it just goes up again. So it's hard to determine whether or not that's what is going to truly happen. You can see it here too on the XENblocks dashboard. Let me pull this up. So like on the XENblocks dashboard, you'll see that we've already had a decline in popularity for the G rank here. Right? Hold up. Okay. Gotta wrap this up soon. But so we had this difficulty adjustment where when people really thought that XENblocks or that the X1 chain was going to come out in November, or excuse me, in January, the difficulty went crazy because everyone kind of thought like that's when, you know, you would be able to really get it. So our difficulty has gone down significantly, but it since it has pumps. So the ideology, in my opinion, that people are going to leave and never come back has already like been debunked a few times. And it's just now about educating and getting the word out to the masses of the crypto community that there's something better than Caspa, right? And that there's something better than Litecoin. Because why in the fuck would you be mining Litecoin right now when you could mine XNM? When you could step into the whole game at 70 difficulty before everybody shows the fuck back up, and it's all the way back up at like fucking 100, right? Maybe you'll get some cheaters who will cheat and stop mining, and we'll get like back down to like 30 something, so you can really make up time. That's a good bet, but I'm not too sure. You know, I would say just keep the miner running so that if it goes that low, at least you're hitting numbers. You know, and yeah, that's kind of why again I'm pretty sure everything in proof of work land right now is ass, and with the right education. Again, Jack Levitt isn't talking about it right now because he wants to get X1 out. But I think like once X1 is out, then XENblocks will kind of step into the spotlight. And that would like be one of the craziest transitions. Like I saw something on X that was so funny. Let me see if I can find it real quick. This shit had me rolling, bro. It was like somebody had posted, or like I liked it though. Let me see if I can find it. Your likes are private. Everyone's gonna see my likes now. You guys can see it. Ooh, 4. I think I liked it though. Oh yeah, this one right here. It's a funny ass thing. Eve should have stayed proof of work. Yo, 399 people liked this fucking tweet. 18,000 views. Let's just read this real fast. They had to position themselves for the suits and the ETF though. In my unbiased opinion, as a GPU miner, I think that was a lot of money mining Ether. I agree. That was making a lot of money mining Ether. Oh, man. I'm going to tell this dude to check out XENblocks. Oh, wait. Don't we have like a website? I think we have a website now. Yeah. See, it's little things like this, man. If you see someone on the internet, yo, get in their DMs. Who cares if they block you or something, man? Drop them the heat. Let them know. This guy needs to know. So I'm gonna let him know. The problem is about ETH Foundation and the foundation dumping on our faces. I used to think this, but nowadays I'm not sure. Pros and cons, both methods. Both POW does not feel, but methods though POW does feel more reliable. I like that. Very Vegeta. I agree, King. 10,000%. I was the beginning of the end. Was the beginning of the end for ETH when they switched to viral signal. Ooh, I'm gonna like that. POS should have stood for proof of stake. Oh man, we liking them all. BTC should have stayed ETF free. LOL. I think many Bitcoiners and people are aware of the climate change scam that had this opinion. Lols. Yes, it would have been easier to push it as store value if it remained similar to the Bitcoin in this aspect. Ooh. This is a good discussion here. This is what I'm saying too. Yeah, like now you're going to have people in Ethereum being like, yo, should have ETH stayed proof of work? You know, and it's true. Like if ETH stayed proof of work, it'd be in this category and it'd still be competing against Bitcoin. But now when you look at proof of stake, it's the #1 and it's like now it's not the hot one and everybody's going for their neck. You can't just be the best. You feel me? Everyone's coming for your neck. And yo, CZ is getting out on the 29th. He about to be a free man. You don't think the BNB is going to pump just because CZ got freed? I already fucking know it. See, we're gonna have 2 billboards. XN will be in the proof of stake category. Well, it'll be under delegated proof of stake. So you'll see XN landing in here, and that's why it'll be with Solana, Tron, EOS, a lot of other bullshit ass coins. Terra Classic is still up here. Get the fuck out of here. Wow, guess it's not that hard to leapfrog everybody at this point. Oh my, yo, looking at this and just thinking about what we're cooking after we just had the halvening today. The top, our number one competition is EOS. What the fuck? Let's go. We're definitely going to be up here with Solana because since we are an SCVM of Solana, the market cap will be very accessible by XN. That's why, again, I think XN has its own thing. And that's why we don't have to really worry about it as like hash heads, because we're securing that notion of like how cool and accessible and public X1 can be, because there's not an entity that can come in that can dump everything, or you're not needing VCs to like power the network, right? It's all coming from the proof of work sector, where the proof of work is hurting. Like there's nobody here to represent the sickness of what proof of work is, right? And there's people clearly on the internet right now saying maybe Ethereum fucked up, you know? And this is true. They had to position themselves for ETF, you know? So that's why it's like, hey, I'm not rooting for ETH to lose because I don't think it can. I don't think ETH can lose. I think it's too big to fail. It's like gonna be saved. It's like Haynes ketchup. Like you're gonna see Haynes ketchup, bro. It's just gonna be saved. You're gonna see the NFL is gonna be saved, that type of shit. Like Ethereum can break below this 200, and it'd be great. It's actually a good narrative for ETH to die right now for a little bit, and for Bitcoin to really pull back. So if you know what time it is, we've been talking about this. We need this 200 to get higher, or there's possibilities that Bitcoin can drop this low. But if it can find a good reversal, so I would still like to see it chop sideways. You'll see that here from my notes, my lines. So and we're looking at the weekly. That's why I think we're going to be, Bitcoin's back on its weak shit. Like it's not going to be forecasted out. Like we're looking at November 5th. You feel me? And that's why I've already said, I don't think this presidential thing is going to fuck with us. I think we're actually going to use it to our advantage, because no one's going to want to be a part of it. The only way as an American citizen to get the fuck out of the dollar is to buy Bitcoin at this point, because nobody knows about XNM, right? Like nobody knows about XEN yet, because that's 2026, 7, 8, 9. Like that's when the XEN run is like bananas. But up until that point, this is where the discovery phase is, team building, brand building, you know, again, ownership and things like that. All that's happening right now. And that's why I feel like Bitcoin is still going to lead the way. I don't think it's just going to die, because there's just too many OGs in it, right? So what would be cool, again, would be to see this actually continue to go sideways so the 200 comes up, right? All the way into the election. And I have been pre-predicted this. As you can see, there was only this downtrend has been very respectable. It goes up and it gets killed right afterwards. So we already right here. That's why, again, I could see it kind of like dancing on its way down somewhere here in the 50K range, and then go moon, because we call it 50K Bitcoin in August of 23. So I've been saying we're way too saturated in market. Like, and you can see it like this Singapore thing. There's too much money being thrown at crypto with no destination. Like there's people in cryptocurrency right now that have no clue what the fuck they're doing. They're just fucking got a job in crypto because they had a job over here, and now they're a job over here because their friend worked over here now, you know? So do I think crypto saves? I think centralized exchange is the best job you can get in crypto right now. So that's where people are going to go to buy it. But these other things like these AI companies, these blockchains, I think all that shit is dead in the grass. Unless you're building for Solana in Solana, your shit is dead. If you're building for Ethereum in Ethereum, your shit is live. If you're building for Bitcoin in Bitcoin, your shit is live, right? So that's why, again, I just don't see anything turning around. I think a lot of this is going to keep going down. I think people are going to have to sell too for this Singapore thing. Conferences are expensive, and a lot of these people are going to probably liquidate for this conference. So, yeah, sorry to be the Debbie Downer, bro, but that's probably what's happening right now. I keep hearing people say, "Oh, I'm bullish. I'm like, bro, nah, hell nah. Not till after November, man. That's what I'm saying. We can go down to 50K and be chilling. Trading sideways, 200's coming up. You know, the future looks bright. It's just the now is very nasty. It's really ugly. And that's what gives Ethereum the ability to really cleanse itself, right? Go all the way back down to $1,600. Give a Solana, maybe sub $100 Solana, bro. That's what I mean. Are you making money in the real world to buy these fucking lows that are about to show up? Like, yo, it's about to get nuts. Same with like Litecoin and things like that. That's why I'm very curious, like, what's gonna happen to these proof of work coins that no one cares about? Like, no one really cares about Doge. They just want to make money, but there's no money to be made no more. Like, Elon can't pump it. He talked about it and nothing happened. Right? It's polarized. There's a lot of polarized cryptos right now. Yeah, that's like my 1-2 cents on that shit. But other than that, man, go CBZen. Please sell. Goddamn. I want to buy some more down here. But you can see here, like, this 72 is coming up. If the 72 passes the 200 on the daily, that's fucking bullish. Usually you want to stay below it, but it's kind of summarizing its own fate right now. CBZen. And again, I think it's this because of what I was talking about. Here, we'll end it on this. So, just so everybody's refreshed on this shit. ETH is like the NFL in the US. It can't die. It can't. I know I just said that shit. It's real though. That shit cannot die. So check it, bruh. One super block is 1,000 regular blocks. That's 10,000 XNM. With the halving, is that super block now worth 5,000 XNM? I think it would be the other way. It'd be 15,000. You would add 5,000, right? Because it's essentially in that scenario, it's adding difficulty. So it would add 5. Like, so yeah, instead of it 10,000, it'd be 15, and then so on and so on as it goes, like the reverse of the theory, because it's harder to find still, and then it's harder to find the XNM rewards. So it's going to be harder for the algorithm, I guess, to generate the password. Actually, never mind. No. It's actually, yeah, the super block got easier to. It should be easier to find than the XNM. So you might get more supers than XNM, but supers are still always going to be harder to find than an XNM. Like, even as it goes backwards. So at some point, I guess you could say they'll be the same, maybe. I don't know. That's a tell for another time. So yeah, it should be like 5K. You have 5K blocks. And that's why what would make it juicy is the difficulty going up. So like if people aren't, so yeah, like the difficulty's dropping now, which is perfect. So like, yeah, keep the miners on. Fuck yeah. Yeah, you like we're still gonna find everything should stay. Everything's gonna stay the same. So your hash power will still get you the same amount of blocks, because now the difficulty is what's gonna govern our experience. Like now that the halving has happened, you should have gotten a piece of the 50% of the supply. That was the group action. Like it's like think of it this way too. Like if Satoshi let everybody mine with him in the beginning, before the halving, which he kind of did, but he mined a bunch of blocks and then was like, oh, here, you guys can mine after me. So this is like we did like a big ass group mine. And now that we did the group mine, we can, like, everybody after the group, like it's like the group can get smaller, but that's the notion of XENblocks. Like for us it's 5,000, but for a new person they still need to mine 10,000 or 1,000 blocks, or they still need to mine 1,000 blocks before they get to 500 blocks, if that makes any sense. And I think our supers are protected, you know. They're still going to be really hard to find. It's just now, if you're really invested in XENblocks, you want to try your best to educate people on how the difficulty works, so they can get an advantage before it pumps based on speculation, because the difficulty is going to be connected to X1 speculation, right? So as everyone speculates on X1 success, they could speculate even more on XENblocks, and yeah, so on and so on. Shit gets wacky, man. Shit gets wacky. So I just want to do this real quick. Let's just see how much it, if we go to XEN right now. So simple. Yeah, it's so complicated. But it's because we're still early. Give us 2 more years, bro. We'll get the shit figured out in 2 years. We'll have the script. Don't worry, in 2 years we'll have the script. All right. So for my final trick. So this is where I'm at with it right now. One max mint is still grossing 4 million XEN pretty much on all chains. And this is why, like, I feel like on a chain that has no resistance on creating the XEN, people can mine it as much as they want, and you can make, because you could essentially use this 42 cents of creation towards like idea, because you'll know that that's the threshold for the day. Like if people spend 42 cents on this threshold, then they can access this much XEN in 24 hours. And the AMP is going down, but it doesn't really affect it until further down the road, right? Like years down the road does it really affect it. So you can really build some awesome abundance dApps based on that. And that's kind of why I like CBXEN, and I think that it has a better runway than the other ones. Because if you try to explain to me another chain, like let's say, for instance, I take in this Pulse chain thing. This is where it's hard to explain it to someone, because now they got to bet on Pulse chain. And it's like, oh, yeah, it's 55 cents in Pulse to make it. So that's why I mean, like, this is what you shield to someone on Pulse chain, right? You go to Pulse chain people and you say, yo, it costs 55 cents to make a max mint. Like, and then we can make a game that's based on this 55 cent max mint. And then again, if the game becomes popular, it could pump gas, which then really locks people out of their fucking mints, right? User activity in the Nakamoto consensus does nothing more than push gas against itself. And that goes for every single XEN here. So we just haven't reached that point yet where people are using their brains. But Phantom's another one, 27 cents to brute force. Eve Moss, if it was around, it'd be 3. That's why Eve Moss isn't around anymore, because they don't, that's cheap. Not even a penny, bro. God damn. 28 cents on ETH Pal, 31 cents on Polygon, $18 on fucking Avalanche, man. Avalanche making no sense. Avalanche makes 0 cents, bro. Like when you look at the cost of production, same with Binance. That's why, but at Binance, some people get no GUI. They get 0. They got that 0 GUI, or they got the 0.2. I've seen that. So we'll just do 0.2. That's $3. I mean, Binance costs money to make. I'm just not over there. But that's what I mean, because I don't want the Binance coin, because the Binance coin is hard for me to flip. But I could flip an Ethereum, right? That's why I like Base, because it's only an ETH. Whereas everything else is like, you have to talk about what it is, like $18 worth of Avalanche. Like that's almost a fucking full Avalanche right now. The way Avalanche is working now, this shit is 1 Avalanche for the XEN mint. That's crazy. 1 Avalanche for 1 mint. That's so nuts, bro. Yeah. I can't. I mean, sell me on a different chain that has that type of narrative. The narrative is just way too strong on Base. I think that's why people can get behind it, because it's just such a strong narrative. Like, oh yeah, like if someone really does make something on Base that's built with CBXEN, it might drive everything, because there's so many community members that they might come through. Like it's like I think like DXN on Base could be better, but it doesn't have it's tied to gas. Like that's what I mean. Like you ask, why is DXN dying? Why haven't they reinvented the Base DXN? Like they don't have time for that, or like what? Like the game stop after ETH, you know? So we cooking for sure, but that's kind of why I feel like what we're seeing here is this lack of supply because you can only get 1 trillion and it costs too much to make it. So like now let's try to make 1 trillion CBZen, right? Or I forget how many, but it's essentially like 4 million, and we got to go billion, 100, trillion, 100. So we need a 200x from the 4 million. So 400. So, or yeah, 200. So you need 200 4 millions, which is not bad. So you need 242s. So you could just push this 8. It'll be 8. It'll be a 8 4. And we're gonna add those 2 zeros to the end of this shit. So then we go push it here. Yeah. So it'll be $800 or $8,000, $8,400 to make 1 trillion Zen in 24 hours on base. If you want to brute force it right now. That's all you got. That's all you need to do. $8,000 right now. You got 1 trillion in 24 hours. That's why Zen don't make no fucking sense. It like on ETH you couldn't do that because you like again on ETH you would need to brute force it 200 times $553. And that is just retarded. Like I mean, if you're gonna do it, then do it. But that's why you don't see trillions brute forced into existence on Ethereum. And the same goes for like Optimism. You can see it's at 42 cents as well. But you're getting way less. Actually, Optimism, you couldn't do it. You couldn't brute force 1 trillion. You know? And that's kind of why, you every day you could inject $8,000 and make a whole trillion, bro. And then you could burn that shit. That's why I'm like thinking, I'm like, what if we like enter a world where people are really injecting Ethereum into Zen for 24 hours to burn the Zen for XN, and it's all part of the arbitrage. Like, does anybody ever think about that shit? Right? Like, and then like, it's like you can't get any Zen because everybody is doing it so that they can get their own fucking shit going. Like, they don't give a fuck about you. They're like, I'm using CBZen for me, bro. I'm pumping the G rank so I can burn the Zen. Right? Because you're going to put 20, what is it? What is 113 times 200? Yeah, so you're gonna make 266 or 22,600 G ranks a day. So if you did that for every day you made a trillion, you'd pump in 1 month you'd make 678,000 G ranks. Like, it's like, why, how? And that's why I would think like, if you saw something like that, anybody going long on like, that's what I mean. Anybody going long on Zen, you'd have so much for just locking in max mints because of the speculation of arbitrage. Like, you don't have to worry about all this shit. Someone else is going to bring the $8,000 a day and inject it. And that's why I mean, on base, that's the cap. That's the most you can do. Like, it's like, all right, you want 2 trillion, $16,000, bro. All right, you want 3 trillion, and then the amp is going down every day. Right? So every day you get less. So like within a year, you get significantly less. Within 2 years, you get significantly less. So you can only run the $1 trillion scam or whatever you want to do with it. Like the Zen trillionaire thing for so long before like it's nothing. But so yeah, here's another theory on this one. Is you won't be able to brute force more Zen into existence than the quorum based on gas 1. But then the other part is the speculators have like dumped it so low that now, like I said, you can go and buy 6 trillion CBZen off the market and position yourself for the person that's dumping in the $8,000 to get 1 trillion a day, right? They're dumping 8,000 a day to get 1 trillion a day. So then what you could potentially do is you could just sit on the sideline and let them dump it, right? But that's what I'm saying. I don't see a world where people are injecting 8,000 to try to get it out of the liquidity pool unless this explodes. And that's kind of why, again, even then, it would make you think like, where are we? Like, what is this thing we're in that we're like everyone's on base chain because it's got the least amounts of friction, right? We look at everything. That's what I'm saying. What's the best sub network where everyone can come and do what they want to do with the fucking chain, right? You could do the same thing on Avalanche, but you're at $18 per batch, right? And I'm using vanilla rinks, so this is like coin tools and shit. You also probably have people who will do the reminting, but that's what I mean. Like the reminting, would like, or how do I say this? The reminting will only impact on a chain where gas makes sense, you know? Like gas is already cheap on base. That's why I'm like, the reminting part is only on Ethereum, and that's why it doesn't make any sense for all of the focus to be there. Like it makes a lot of sense for people to be like, oh, where can I, you know, really create a remint? Well, it'll be like on base because the gas is so cheap. Everybody's doing a remint. Like it doesn't matter. Because I was like, oh, I can get this shit for like, this is just the normal. Like actually most times at nighttime, you can get base for 4 cents a mint because it'll be 001. So you could get a whole max mint for 4 cents. And that's why right now I know like it's like until there's more people involved and it gets out of the smaller hands of the Xenians, it's like, you know, everybody for themselves. If you don't know, motherfuckers are looking at the price like this, bro. Oh my God. Like you deserve to get burned. But that's why, again, I don't see people really amping up on mining until X1 has a value and they can understand like, oh, I'm arbitraging $8,000 from base into X1 chain so I can make money, right? And that's gonna like the transition or like the cleanse in a sense where you take your Ethereum, you burn it on base in the form of CBZen, and then you take the ZBZen and you burn it through a portal to X1 chain, and now that $8,000 of value is going to be on the other side. So that's why it's like, yo, $8,000 worth of, like right now, what's $8,000 worth of a regular Zen? That's kind of where I'm trying to see with the balance. That's my theory on the balance sheet. Why it doesn't matter where you mine Zen, it matters how much you want to mine of it. Like you can mine $8,000 on Ethereum, and it would be equivalent to the $8,000. Well, I guess it wouldn't be right. Well, I mean, this is the market cap part. So if you got 83 billion ETH Zen, that's kind of like having a trillion CB Zen, right? Let me see here. Let's see, the math adds up. It's 100 billion. Let's see, what the fuck? 100,000 million billion trillion, right? So $1,000. So 1 trillion. You could buy a trillion on ETH. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say right now. It's like either you can brute force a trillion into existence on CBZen, or like through the contract, or you can buy it for like, you get 83 billion over here, and it's like you get a trillion on CBZen, and so on and so on. That's why OPZen is kind of crazy, because it's like, you know, when does this theory enter over here? The problem is though, is there's no creation talk, so it's hard to talk about that. It's hard to like speculate on the price of OPZen, because you know, really what you got is what you got. So it's like people need to buy this shit or burn this shit. Really, it's not really, like I said, it's not in abundance, so it won't have that narrative where it's like, oh, I'm coming here to make a bunch of Zen to burn it for X1 chain. So that's why I'm saying, like, if over here you come in and grab a trillion right now, you basically are like securing what is going to be the hardest to make in the future, right? And the more trillions you have, the more like you've set yourself up against the difficulty of making that trillion. So I'm picking CBZen because I don't want to have to inject $84,000 a day to make a trillion to try to catch up to somebody. Right now, I can totally DCA in and get my little trillies over time. Y'all can dump y'all little shits. You know, I know for like I'm telling you what it is. You can dump as much as you want. I'll be over here buying them lows. Because the last thing I want to see is this thing the same price as fucking ETHZen. But if ETHZen starts to go up, CBZen can follow. And that's why it's all crazy. It's all chaos. I don't know. Pick your favorite Zen. Do whatever you want. But I'm on CBZen for that fucking motion. Straight up. What's up, more cryptos? XNM out yet? I've been away for crypto for a few months. Hey, man, go touch the grease. Go touch the grease. Nah, but it's not out today. Today is the halving. And when X1 chain is live, XNM will follow. Yup. Base Zen is dead, though. What? Bro, do you not see this? Hold on, let me zoom in for you. You not see we're up as fucking base. We've been talking about this. I still got the bar right here. Let's move the bar over. Oops. The bar was last placed at 87 days. So we'll go ahead and move the bar over. We're here now. 95 days. How far? How up are we right now? 800% from the low. Actually, we're not even there yet. That's the low right here. 905. Jesus Christ. I'm not selling, though. I need you motherfuckers to sell, dude. Nobody's selling this shit, though. That sucks, bro. Come on, man. Sell this shit, bro. This isn't financial advice. I just want a discount. I thought I had a good down here. That's why I was like, oh, man, everyone's catching on. So what I'm hoping, though, is that we get what happened here. So you see here, this is what I was talking about. Sometimes people do oversell. And I would love for that to happen right now, where like a ton of sellers just show up because they mined a bunch of CBZen and they're like gonna dump it. So again, I'm not focused on price. I prefer for them to come and sell it so I can get more trillions for the low before like everyone discovers how hard it is to make a trillion. Right? So it's like I invite it. Like I invite what happened here to happen here. And the same thing happened to me. I caught on the wave and we were watching it. We were talking about it. We were buying it right here. We were buying bulks of CBZen at these highs. Dude, ridiculous. Don't know why I was buying that shit. And now, again, it's here. And it could potentially do the same thing, but there's a lot of speculators. And I think it's just what we're all noticing. It's very easy to make it, huh, guys? Super easy. You could just make it. And then that's why it's like, yo, you could try to run a 10-day scam, or like you can run a 10-day on this where you mint for 10 days and sell. But if people catch on, which I'm sure they are now, eventually you'll be like wishing you didn't sell it. You're like, damn, you know, or like, there's going to be people who are minting every day and selling every day because they have the capital. Right. And I just don't know what the balance system is of that. That's kind of why, again, those people are not running in $1 trillion or in a trillion Zen marathon. They help you get to your trillion. So that's why we should invite it, like where it's like, oh, you know, there's a ton of people showing up and they're farming the Zen and selling it. Like every 10 days, they're like farming Zen and selling it. Right. And then they're using the 84, you know, they're using half the 84 to do 10 days because it's like more speculation, you know. That's why I want to go all the way down to a 1 day so I can see really, really, really what the benchmark is. But yeah, 10-day mints, I ain't got time for that shit. Could you imagine working for Zen every week? Like every week you have to come back and be like, yo, I'm here. I mean, you mint my claim and sell it. Like that's a whole job. But if it making passive income like that, where you throw in 5,000 and it gives you back 10,000 every 10 days, why not? Like who wouldn't want to run that? Especially that's why I'm like, yo, the systems that can be built on this when the ball starts going, because it's like, why wouldn't all of crypto run in on this? Like people are already asking, like, why did ETH should have stayed proof of work? So this is a good way out. But the even better way is that XNM, baby. It's that XNM. So make sure you mining. Make sure you mining. The hash speed's going up now. Thank you. Thank you for turning it off. Tekken says XEN is up next. I hear everyone talking about that one. XEN is cool. My only issue is I can't get over there. I gotta use like simple swap, and that's friction. That's why I like CBZen again. Like, you don't have to use simple swap. You can. There's so many bridges that support base ETH, so it like makes it zero friction for people to just pull up and start working. But yeah, it looks like this is just mooning right now. Maybe people are finding a way over there. Bro, you're a nickel and dimer. Nah, I mean, I am, but like at the same time, I'm like, if you can figure out what your benchmark is, you can create a world from there. But a lot of us have been speculating on G rank and not the benchmark, which is how much Zen does this G rank make. So now I'm really focused on that part. Like, how much Zen does this G rank make? Because that is where the builders are building their plans. It's happening in that area. Because again, you can do 10 days, and you can see it here right now on CBZen. You need what? Let's see. How many days we need to ROI on a mint? Maybe 30? Nah, not even 30. All right. So maybe 90 days? Yeah, 90 days. You'll make 45 cents worth of Zen, and it'll cover your bases. So that means anybody minting CBZen for more than 100 days right now is in profits? What the fuck? Yeah, straight up. That means everyone's in profit then. See, this is the weird part, yo. I'm telling you, this is the weirdest part of the Zen experience. All your mints are in profit. I don't know why. So yeah, on CBZen, it's giving you $2 in 400 days, which is way above how much it costs you to make it. And that's why it's like, yo, everybody could make it, and there can still be an abundance world where people are like, I still need to get as much as I can because I might want to burn for X1 chain. And I might want to be the sell pressure instead of just buying into it once everyone's like, oh, it's time to buy Zen. Like, what the fuck? Why wouldn't I be giving this shit away to y'all? In the form of a sell. See, nickel and diamond. I got a base unicorn. Damn, go up, Mr. Drums. I'm a nickel and dimer. LOL. My strat is buying Zen with the lowest market cap, so you can get the most Zen worth the same amount of money. This is true. See, that's what I mean though. Like, if it came down to how much it costs to make the Zen, then theoretically you'd want to be on everything. That's why it's like, yo, you would want to have Avalanche Zen because this is the hardest one to make the Zen. Like, this is the hardest one out of everything. And then Binance Chain. Oh, I'm not even showing y'all. But yeah, so it'd be Avalanche and then Binance. But the Binance one is kind of sketchy because we know everyone's doing low gas. So Avalanche is the only one that's hard. Where it's like, oh yeah, that one's hard to make for sure. So that market cap could potentially get crazy with it because it's just like, who's going to go over there and brute force that much Zen? You know, unless, that's what I'm saying. If Avalanche kept falling in price and one Avalanche was like really worth it, I could see a lot of people on Avalanche getting the fuck out using Zen. But then it would burn it. And that's why it's like you would just want to hold your AZen because you want to be the last person standing. That's why in CBZen we getting as much as we can, baby. Till tomorrow, motherfuckers. Or maybe till the end of the month. Or I don't know. I'll be back later. Let's go. Happy birthday, XENIUM. We'll see you in a year. Peace.